So, you're a professional artist, you're just starting into the industry, and you want to get work. How do you do that? How do you act like a professional when you feel like a tiny baby who doesn't know what they're doing? Well, I'm going to give you some tips. Some of the best advice I've heard was from a talk Neil Gaiman did about I think it was make good art or something. Very inspiring video, go watch it. But he talks about there's 3 things you need to succeed as a freelance artist. Well, there's 3 things, but you only need 2 of them. So these 3 categories that you kind of have to fit in are you have to be friendly, you have to deliver your work on time, or you have to have really good work that you put out. And you only need 2. So if you're super friendly and you deliver on time every time, your work doesn't need to be the best. If you deliver on time and your work is really great, you don't need to be super friendly. If you're friendly and your work is great, you don't need to deliver on time. If you have all 3, that's the best possible thing ever. Though honestly, I think the best 2 of those categories to have is to be friendly and to deliver on time. Because your work is always going to get better as you get further on your career. So the best thing you can do for yourself and for your business is to just be super friendly, be super encouraging, be supportive of other people in the community, participate in the community, and be really kind and cool to your clients. I mean, if they're a good client, that's what they deserve, right? Because, the only way you're gonna get away with being, a really nasty person in this industry is if you have the most amazing work ever. And, I don't know, that just sounds miserable. Just being mean to everyone all the time. So yeah, so be friendly, be approachable. This doesn't mean you have to be super outgoing. I'm a really shy person, but I've still been able to find work just because, I'll talk to people. If people approach me, I'll talk and listen to them. I'll encourage them. I support my friends. It'll just get you farther. And then delivering on time is super important because in the professional world, people have other deadlines that they need to meet and they need your work on time. So you better give it to them, especially because they're spending their time and money on you. And you don't want to waste your own time and money. So get your work done on time and deliver it. And those 2 categories are super easy. I think it's super easy to be kind to people, and it's a little harder to deliver your stuff on time, but there's so many strategies to get that done. Whereas making the good best work ever in the industry, that's gonna come with time and practice. I guess to go in a little more detail about being professional, I guess I'll frame it around commissions because I think that's the easiest kind of metaphor for all this. It's super important to, like I've said, be kind, be understanding and supportive and stuff. But communicate with your clients and your audience. If you hit your deadlines 90% of the time, that's perfect. And if something comes up where you can't hit your deadline, the best thing you can do is just communicate with your client that you're doing this commission for, or your audience that you're posting this comic page up for. Because most people are understanding, especially if you've built this relationship where you're super nice to them and they're nice back to you. Because nice people like doing nice things for each other. Anyways, yeah. So you've built this relationship up. It's really important to just say hey, this is going to be late by a few days. Some stuff came up. I'm not feeling well. Whatever the reason is. Or it's just, the work is taking longer than I expected. They'll be totally understanding, because you're all good, nice people. Because you all learned how to be professional. But there's nothing worse when, you've paid someone for, a commission, and then you don't hear back from them for months and months, and you're where's the work you promised? And, you've wasted your money. It's really frustrating. And it can be frustrating on the other side when someone commissions you and you work really hard on their commission and then they don't pay you, or they put off paying you, or they ask for last minute changes. That can be super frustrating. So on both sides, don't do that. Deliver your stuff on time, whether it's money or work. So I guess besides that whole point of there are 3 things you need to be for freelance, another huge thing for commissions or whatever is don't undersell your work. Bones has done a bigger video on this focused on commissions, but don't sell your work for cheap. For one, it hurts other commissioners and other people in the industry because, people expect, oh, well, I only want to pay $5 for this because I met this other person who let me pay $5 for this, even though it's worth like $100. And I know it can be super tempting, especially when you're starting out, to say like, well, I'll give my work away for cheap because my work isn't very good, or because I can sell more if I sell really cheap commissions. Well, one, that's a waste of your time because you're going to be putting out a ton of work and a ton of effort and wasting a lot of time for basically pennies. And your work is definitely worth more because, your art is a skill that you spent hours and hours honing, so you deserve to be paid for all the time and training. But yeah, so don't sell yourself short. You have to be nice to yourself as much as you have to be nice to your clients. But I hope that encourages some people with getting out there, kind of helps you learn how it's expected that you behave when you're in this professional role. And I think you'll get farther if you just follow those two categories. Just be nice, deliver your work on time, the quality will come later. All right, so that's all I have for today. I hope that's encouraged people or helped them. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!